Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, and in today's video, we're going to be breaking down the Agent Venom Symbiote Sabotage event. And I want to say up front that this is a little bit of a sabotage, because this is not going to be a very fun event for a lot of players. It's going to take a lot of power cores. I'm going to be really upfront about this. I did have a conversation, though, with Community Manager Archangel about my concerns regarding the math on the power cores and how much you're going to need to spend to get Agent Venom unlocked. I think it's a little bit egregious. We're going to talk about that when we get to the power core section as to why I think it's a bit much. And I think as far as a character unlock goes, I don't really like that part, and I think it's a little bit above average compared to what things are normally expected of us. As of now, though, I haven't heard anything specific about the event changing, though. So do keep in mind that this is probably how it's going to be. But there is a chance that it could change, just like the Peggy Carter event did when they changed the web milestone. So basically, stay tuned. And if anything does change, or if I hear anything back from him, I'll let you know. He is on the same page, though, with me as far as the math is. Just the event guys over there at Boundless haven't exactly got back to us about whether or not it's going to change or not. So as of now, it stays this way. So if you're ready to figure out how that's going to go, then let's boil this down. And of course, I want to do my final subtotal calculation for the Super Patriot event for the month long of January and get to basically where we're at right now. So obviously, it does take 750,000 points to get all of the orbs, the Enforcer orbs, for a US agent. If you do want to get to the EV, or estimated value of all of the orbs, about 159 shards with average luck, of course. That's 16 of the US agent orbs. Now, we've had all of this stuff so far. You know, I kind of add this in as we go along through the month long. And things that we've added, of course, is the 27,300 points, which is going to come from Quick Rumble 4 this week on Friday with Unlimited X-Men. And then 70,700 points from Symbiote Sabotage, plus the week 4 item, which is valued at 80,000. We're also expected to get another 7,500 Free Claim Friday this coming Friday, which is going to be the last one before we roll into February for next month's event. So all of that together, when you add it all up, if you did everything, which also includes the Rising Star Web Milestone, which did have points in there, then you're actually at about 790k, pretty much. Rounding up, which did give you some wiggle room of just under 40k, which is pretty good. It means that you didn't need to do the Rising Stars Web Milestone if you didn't want to for the points, and depending on how good you did in Coordinated Assault and things like that, you know, there was space to make this up. So there's some good news there. Before we do jump into the event, of course, though, there's a few things that I want to talk about with regards to basically the progression of the milestones, and that's where some of the problem is. So if you look on the side here, you know, it's bolded here with all the Justice medals and the Walker Shield, which is the event item, at 83,000 milestone points, but you have to go all the way down here to get the Agent Venom unlock, which is actually at 140,000. Now, I think I raised this concern on my Friday blog post video because it was so much further down. So Walker Shield is 83k and the Agent Venom unlock is 140k. That's like almost 60k more points just to get a bare minimum unlock. You also do get a 5 red Winter Soldier along the way, but there's a huge gap in points here, and we'll see as we do the math why this becomes a little bit of an issue. So let's jump on over there for now, and we're going to be opening up that spreadsheet. We're going to start with the Symbiote Soldier Web Milestone, though. This is the Earn Blitz credits, and the reason why we're starting here is because obviously this is going to then funnel in to the main milestone, so we need to kind of go over this first. Now, the blitzing requirements for this, it's interesting, right? Because it's another Earn Blitz credit event, and this is very similar to what we just had, you know, right? It's with the Rising Stars event. That's what it's called, right? Rising Stars. So this one has 100,000 points. You're going to get 51,250 symbiote samples, and this is going to funnel into the main milestone for extra points. Now you're getting 5 points for every Blitz credit, which is interesting here. So you're getting quite a bit when it comes to that, and you're going to also get some extra stuff as well. And this is going to give you, like, I think this is going to be a super easy milestone to clear, because you're going to get all of this. And this is basically stuff that you've probably seen from my other videos as well. This is your daily objective blitz credits, the 250. You're going to get 7 of that, so that's 1750. You're going to get 2610 from the character blitzes. You're going to get 3000 from the quick rumbles, and you're going to get 2160 from the orb blitzes. That gives a subtotal of 9520. Now, because it's worth 5 points, you're going to multiply that by 5, and you get a subtotal of 47,600. So you subtract that from the 100k above, and you basically need 52,400 points remaining. Now, using the fact that our average blitz credits per win is 15, then you can kind of figure out basically, you know, what you need to do. Now, you multiply that by 5 because, you know, that's how much you're getting from up here, right? So that's 75 on average points per blitz win. So then you can take that 75, you know, divided by the 52,400, and that gets you about 700 blitz wins that you need to do remaining left in this event. So divided by a 40 blitz win rotation, this is about 17.5 blitz rotations over the course of 7 days, which is a lot better than the Rising Stars, which was like 4 days. This gets you 2.5 blitz rotations per day. So if you're someone who has all the characters unlocked, if you've done all of that stuff, then you're only going to need to do about 2.5 rotations a day, which is a lot better than the 6, I think it was 6 rotations that you had to do on average for the Rising Stars event for that part of it. So that wasn't a lot of fun, but this one is a lot easier. Now you can probably see down below there, I have done the math for the Lunar Festival event. That's going to come tomorrow. So keep in watch for tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning. We're going to have the event milestones math for Lunar Festival, and we're going to talk about the relevant parts of it though, and how that kind of, there's going to be some overlap a little bit with the core section for that with the Symbiote Sabotage. So let's talk about that now. So the Symbiote Sabotage milestone event, which is obviously running from January 25th to February 01, involves Alliance War, Power Cores, and the Symbiote samples. We already talked about that. That's the blitzing part. Total milestone points required is 280,000. This includes the whale stones. This is what I call them. These are, you know, basically all of this stuff that you're not going to be able to get, because it's like, honestly, even the Agent Venom shards are going to be super hard to get. We're going to talk about that pretty soon. And then all this stuff down below is whale stones. This one, basically the last 5. And they've been adding more and more of these whale stones, you know, basically as the months go on, which is super disappointing that they've done it that way. Jumping back here, so you do get 83,000 points is required for the event item. That's the Walker Shield. There's 70,700 total Justice badges, but you do need 140,000 points to get to the Agent Venom unlock. We talked about that a little bit earlier on. The total amount, you get 1,000 points per war battle. This is pretty simplistic. Like, you're going to need to make sure that you do all of your free war battles and a couple of extra to really make up the difference. Now, my biggest concern is, like, again, we're going to touch on that when we talk about the power cores here, because you get 15 points for spending power cores. This is quite a bit. Now, what I want to say, though, is that don't spend any of your power cores until Thursday, because Thursday at 1 p.m. is when the Lunar Festival event goes live, and there's a whole bunch of other reasons why you're going to want to spend power cores for that event. So that's going to include campaign energy spending, so spending your power cores to get campaign energy. That's going to be really important for the Lunar Festival if you want to compete in that event as well, and then also to donate power cores as well for that event. So you're going to be donating 50 power cores for the duration of the Lunar Festival event, and also probably up to 200 in campaign energy for that event as well, which is going to double dip into this one. So don't, on the first day of this event, which goes live on Wednesday, don't spend cores really on that first day, other than to like secure that web milestone, which, you know, you have to spend 50 cores, but just don't go ham on your power cores until after Thursday for the Lunar Festival event. But there's going to be another video on that tomorrow that we're going to talk about more specifically. Now, there is one thing that's missing here, is the free claim daily points. So in the blog post, they did talk about this up here, and it doesn't really tell us how much that is. Now, usually it's not very much. Usually it amounts to about 1%. If you guys remember, if you guys remembered, the Peggy Carter free claim event every single day was 100K. And that was very marginal compared to the, 42 million that you had to get for the Peggy Carter unlock. So that 100K out of 42 million was almost nothing. you know, it was less than 2% every single day. Frankly, probably less than 1%. No, it was between like 1 and 2% every single day, which really wasn't a lot. And so I don't expect this one to be amount that much either. And that's the biggest problem, because I don't think this free claim is going to bridge the gap in what we're missing in terms of how much power cores you need to spend. So we're going to go down and talk about that here, and why oh my god, and why that's really important here. So you get the 51,250 symbiote samples. That's from the blitzing. And then with 42 war battles, you could do, like, honestly, you could do, no, this is 14. Sorry, this is the maximum. This is 14. So this is using, which is not likely, like, this is really hard to do, to get 14 for every single war match for the week. You don't have to do this. It's more for an example of how much power cores that you're going to need to spend. If you were to do this, you get 42,000 points, add that up with the 51,250. But in order to get the Agent Venom unlocked, you take these two and you subtract from 140k, and you get 46,750 points. Now, when you divide that by 15 for the power cores, you're getting 3,117 power cores that you need to spend to unlock Agent Venom. And that is if you're doing everything else. That's doing your 14 war battles every single war, which honestly, most people aren't going to do. So, you know, if you were to change this, and let's say you did 12, 36, and you can see how the numbers change. Then if you do 36 war battles or 12 every war, then you're going to need to spend about 3,500 power cores. So you can see how the difference is when I input the different numbers. So it's the extra war battles are worth about 400 power cores, but this means that you're going to need to spend 440 power cores every single day for 7 days in order to get Agent Venom unlocked. The problem is that this is a lot higher than what would normally be required for a bare minimum character unlock, and why I really don't like this. Now, if you change this again back to 36, then you're having to spend about 500 power cores every day. This is just way more than the average player does for something like that, or is required to do. I have never seen a character unlock required to spend about that. Even if we added some free claim, I don't even know how much it would be, but, you know, 1% of that. Let's just say that for sake of argument that this is changing, I don't know, 2,000, 10,000 points, 14,000 points even. You know, you're still looking at 370 cores daily in the 36 scenario, and then let's change this back to 42. You know, you're still looking at over 300 power cores daily, even if the free claim daily was worth a fair bit of points, which is currently it's an unknown. I've asked Community Manager Archangel for some clarification on this, basically to reassure the community that it's not going to be this much power cores, but I haven't been able to get that. If I do hear from that, from Community Manager Archangel about this, then I will let you guys know. I'll either post in the video or make a comment on my Discord channel that hopefully you guys will see. But as of right now, you're looking to having to spend over 400 power cores a day in order to get this accomplished. It could even go as high as 500, which is really, really egregious in my opinion, and makes for one of the worst, in my opinion, character unlocks so far. Character unlock events that basically require you to use cores, which is crazy. Now, like I said, you're going to be double dipping with these power cores when the Lunar New Year event comes by on Thursday. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow in that video, and specifically how you're going to get there for that event. I mean, the thing is, the easiest way for them to fix this event, and I said this to Archangel, is basically move the Agent Venom shards back. They did kind of fix things a little bit with Peggy Carter when there was some outcry, and I would encourage all of you to basically kick up a little bit of a fuss, because sometimes they do listen to that kind of stuff, and that's why I'm doing that here today. So if the Agent Venom shards were to be pushed up a little bit, even from, say, this 140k milestone to milestone 28 at 115k, would make a significant difference in the total amount of daily power cores that you have to spend. Most players, including myself, you know, I don't even have that much power cores left anymore. I have 4,000, and that's just barely going to get me the shards that I need for Agent Venom. You're going to have to spend about this much, actually. What was it again with 36? 3,500 power cores. So I just barely have enough power cores to get me through this event, and I'm someone that normally has a lot of power cores on my hand, but for this, it's not looking that great, and for 100 shards only, looks pretty grim in my opinion. Let me know in the comments down below, though, what you think about this Agent Venom event upcoming, and hopefully we can get some change happening. So that would be awesome, and I'll let you guys know if anything does change. That's going to be the end of this video, and of course, everyone, until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.